So, after we open up Photo Booth, I'm using the Windows 7 version, so it will cooperate much the same as the Mac, but a little different. What we want to do is, once we have it open, we're going to be using a background plate to simulate invisibility. So, if you don't know much about background plates or how to use them, I suggest watching Freddie W's video. It's under the 12 days of VFXness. I'll provide a link to it in the description. First, what we want to do is make sure the light source is coming from in front of you, or relatively in front of you, so the shadow of your body is cast behind you. Because the last thing we want is a light source to be coming from the side. I'll use this as an example. There's a small amount of light coming from the right, and that moves my shadow from here to here. That's a big difference. You want to make sure the only light source is coming from in front of you, and if you can't have the light source coming from in front of you, that the light source is, there's a light source on both sides, and they're equally powerful and an equal distance away. So, what we want to do first is, well, in this episode, we'll be using a black screen. It works much like a green screen, but it's not a green screen. It's black. First, we want to make sure there's no obstructions between you and your background plate, which is going to be this wall. Take up and move this chair. Then I'll be standing here. What we want to do is we have to make sure there's no movement of the camera while you're filming or taking a picture of the background plate. We're going to be taking a still image of the background plate. You don't want any shadows cast on it, so like this. You don't want any of that. That will distort the final product from your current background and make it look weird. So, what we want to do is, if you're using a regular camera, you should probably use a tripod, because that will stop it from moving too much. And if you're using a webcam, just make sure it doesn't tilt up or down while you're doing this part. Because this part is by far the most crucial. And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to take a picture, skimper off here. Let the camera reset itself. And this is our background plate. Again, we want to make sure it doesn't move. In the Mac version of Photo Booth, you can just drag it and drop it onto your desktop. But in this Windows version, you have to download. Then this message will pop up. Download. Then use the file type. You can change the name, but I'm just going to leave it like this. Save it onto my desktop for ease and save. Then it pops up as a photo. Your photo, and it will pop up most likely as a JPEG or JPG. So what we want to do now is delete this picture so it's back to the normal screen, or just click anywhere. I just decided to delete it. Then you have to go to Effects, scroll through, until we find click to upload image. Once we hit click to upload image, it will allow you to select a file from pretty much anywhere on your computer. In the Mac version, you can just drag your photo from the desktop and drop it into one of the image boxes. With the Windows version, you can't do that. Hence, we'll X sign there. You have to click it, then on the desktop, choose the file, which is your photos, 2011, 5, 6, 20, 40, 22. Then click open, and you'll notice that comes. Now, what we want to do is turn off the lights so that we're in total darkness. And the other things you'll need for this tutorial are, in this case, we'll need a black top, and you'll need something to cover your face and head and neck so that that won't show up and it will look like, well, your face and the head and neck and hands without a body. And this, I've used only this, but it's somewhat translucent and you might be able to see the gray through it. So what we want to do is turn off the light. Now that we're in darkness, you still have back here a certain level of light, so we want to turn that down. See this? There's a little circle over here. But when you turn the light back on, that will become, you'll become visible in those parts. That's exactly what we don't want. So I'll just exit out here. Then click open again. Allow. Now that we're in darkness, we go to effects. Click to upload image. Our photo, which is our background plate. Open. Now, if you're using a laptop, turn the screen brightness down. Then, step out of the frame, and then left click on the image. Now it shows a perfect representation of what the wall looked like before we turned the lights off. So now what we want to do is turn our screen brightness back up. You might be able to see me a little there, but it doesn't really matter. Then, what you want to do is put your black clothing on. So, just so you can see for a second, I'm going to go into effects, back to normal, and turn the lights back on so you can see what I'm doing in the dark. I'm going to put on this blackish jacket. I know I'm already wearing a jacket, but so what? So, you keep it like this. Nice. Or you know what? Let me just take this off altogether. I was wearing this jacket because I'm wearing a black shirt. And that would mess up the effects before I showed it to you. what we want to do here, here, using this to cover that. Don't want that showing for the effect. So now what I'm going to do is put this thing on. I chose this because it has a hood, which will cover my face, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And then this fall down. Now, if I take this and put it over my face and in my hands, I look completely black. So now what we want to do, actually let me just move this on, is we want to go back to effects, turn the lights off again turn the screen brightness down, and click on our little background plate there. Now what we want to do, turn the screen brightness back up, and turn the lights off. Notice a ripple of black went through there. That was the background plate going over the actual scenery. You'll notice that pretty much only the shadows betrays my presence. See? These are my hands. They're not black, so they're shown. Let me pull this all the way over my head. Cover my hands with these. And there you have it. I use VFX to make myself invisible. And so now, let me take this off. You'll notice my head has become, well, parts of my head that are shadowed or black have become part of the background. What we want to do is take this off. Since my shirt is black, it's hidden from view, except for the badge right there, which is why I was wearing the other jacket. So now, I'm going to take this regular jacket, which has very few black parts, put it back on. Pick it up. And there you have it. I'm mostly visible again. And to cancel the effect, all you need to do is go back into effects and then click normal. There you have it. That was your tutorial on VFX for simulating invisibility. Hope you like it. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe.